Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video here on the Giant Take YouTube channel. We got a little bit of an emergency vid, whatever you want to call it. Saquon Barkley will not be tagged by the New York Giants. This was largely expected, but now it is, been official per Adam Schefter, per Ian Rappaport, per plenty of the Giants beat reporters. And it seems like this could be a parting of ways of sorts incoming now for Saquon Barkley and the Giants. Obviously, they've been negotiating a new deal for over 16 months now. It didn't work out last offseason. They ended up franchise tagging him. The new cap situation kind of brought about the idea that he would be franchise tagged again because the cost would not be so much more for a second tag. So the possibility was brought up even by Joe Schoen in some of those combine press conferences. So a lot of talk swirling. Could he possibly be tagged again? Could a long-term deal finally be done? And it looks like, at least as of right now, Saquon Barkley and the Giants will be heading in separate directions. Saquon Barkley just wants to be valued at what he believes he is worth. The Giants playing on a more positional value front here, saying that they don't really want to pay Saquon Barkley top money in his upcoming seventh year now, NFL football, when running backs tend to start to wear down at this age. It's interesting for sure what's going to happen. Obviously, there's been a lot of teams that have kind of been floated around as possible destinations for Saquon Barkley: the Texans, the Bills, the Ravens, even the Chiefs. So it's going to be interesting to see if any big teams are going to pay him in terms of contending teams, is what I mean by big teams. Or is he going to go to maybe a smaller market team, maybe someone with a rookie quarterback that has a lot of cap room, say the Chicago Bears? If they end up drafting Caleb Williams, what better way to pair him than with Saquon Barkley? So, of course, there is the possibility that he does come back to the Giants if he can't find anything on the open market. The running back class in free agency is really strong this year. You got Josh Jacobs, you got Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, Tony Pollard, DeAndre Swift. So this is a very, very strong running back class. And, Saquon Barkley's going to have to compete in that market. And my expectation is probably not going to get much more or at all more, maybe less, who knows, than his initial offer. I believe not this past season, but the season before, at the bye week, which I believe was just around $12.5 million a year. We don't have the information on the guarantees. Obviously, that's the most important thing. But I would expect him to not get much more than that. And it'll be interesting to see what teams do. Of course, the cap is much more inflated now, up significantly more than people expected. So could that help running back spending potentially? Who knows? And is the connection to the Giants really that important for Saquon Barkley in negotiations? And we're just going to have to wait and see about that. All I'll say is I think this is the right decision. You cannot double franchise tag him. It would just make it a very tense situation, something that could potentially boil over into the locker room. It almost boiled over last year. If he was to be tagged again, I think it would definitely boil over this time around. So I think overall it's a smart move by Joe Schoen, and hopefully they can get something done on the cheap. But if not, I think at this point I'm perfectly comfortable just letting Saquon Barkley walk and kind of moving on from this era of Giants football, the Saquon Barkley era of New York Giants football. The tag deadline, it is 4 p.m. Today, so I'm recording this right around 1 p.m. So there could be some news coming about Xavier McKinney, but I wanted to get everyone, the information, my reaction to the Saquon Barkley news. And we'll see. McKinney, it has been strongly rumored. Ryan Dunleavy came out. He said that the transition tag is definitely in play. Obviously, he's only been used 4 times in the past 10 years. So could that be the case? Could it be the franchise tag? Could it be no tag at all? We'll have to wait and see. But that's certainly something that's going to be, on the minds of Giants fans, going up to that 4 p.m. window. We haven't seen many other moves in the NFL besides the Saquon Barkley news today in terms of, franchise tagging, whatever it may be. I'm sure as we get to that 4 p.m. window, we'll wait and see, and we'll probably get a little bit more, news coming from other teams as well, and maybe potentially other running back teams, say Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, whatever it may be. Maybe some of those guys get tagged, and that could kind of change the landscape of the Saquon market as well. So we'll have to wait and see for all of that. But for now, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, whatever you want to do. Subscribe to our podcast audio platforms, obviously, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever it may be, because obviously we'll have more in-depth discussions about these topics on there. We actually just released an episode today, so go check that out. Of course, it's missing the Saquon Barkley news because, of course, the Giants hate us, and stuff comes out right as we end up finishing up recording. So make sure to go check out that episode. A lot to talk about in terms of the combine, Daniel Jones stuff as well. So make sure to go check that out. And we'll see you all next time for some more draft, free agency, maybe Xavier McKinney news. Peace.